Hey, what is up, guys? It's your boy Mike and Mike. In today's video, you guys, yes, today's video, I'm gonna be talking about how I got started in IT and data science, and I really hope my story can help or inspire some of you who are just getting started. So, without further ado, let's just dive right in. And so, my journey started off with a lot of persistence and applications. I didn't have a fancy job at the time. I didn't get a fancy job right away. I mean, I was 16 at the time. And so I applied for a tons of entry level IT positions. And eventually I landed my first role on help desk. And the reason why I even landed a first role in help desk was because I knew I wanted to do something in IT. I was always that techie, that nerd in my family, among my friends. Everyone came to me for uh, to repair their iPhones. Literally, it was pretty funny. iPod touches, iPod shuffles, and Androids. And I actually used to do tech videos on YouTube. If you guys go back all the way back, 2014, 15, 16, 17, you used to see me crack open some phones, LG phones, Androids, iPhones, and I that was just tech has just always been my thing. So from the beginning, as soon as I got my work permit, 16 years old, uh, I wanted to join the IT field, and so it wasn't a glamorous job, right? Help desk is talking to people, um, troubleshooting, and learning troubleshooting and customer support. But it was a solid foundation that opened doors for me. Huge, huge opportunity. IT eventually from help desk, I became an on-site technician, and throughout that transition, I grew so much. I could even pick up a phone and talk to somebody without remoting into the computer or just talk to somebody in general. To then being an on-site technician, traveling miles to a school, to a client, to a hospital, to an office, to then finding the person I needed to find, fix their problems, make sure it doesn't happen again, and coming back and writing a report about what just happened. I mean, it was a huge transition, and honestly, that was also the around the time that I was transitioning from high school to college, and so uh, from there, I got into my dream school around 17. I was a freshman in New York Tech, New York Institute of Technology. Believe it or not, that was my dream school. I was awful in SATs. I hate taking tests. And my high school grades weren't the best, but they were pretty good. And that's actually eventually what got me into New York Institute of Technology. And my SATs were atrocious. And so don't let that, honestly, don't let that hinder your abilities to apply to colleges, because I got a 750 and I've got a 750 on my SATs. I'm pretty sure it was 750, 750 or 850. It was low. It was bad. All right, it was bad, and I still got into my dream school. So do not feel pressured on SATs, ACTs. I understand a lot of people put pressure into that because eventually that is a deciding factor to get into college. Bullshit. Straight up bullshit. It's your grades in your senior year and junior year that affects the most, and that's what got me into school. At least that worked for me. And once I got into college, I majored in computer science, and so that's when I got into automating IT tasks by using scripting, uh, a lot of implementing a lot of the software engineering languages that I was learning in school, like Java, C++, Python, and already having a foundation on website development from when I was in high school. I kind of grasped computer science pretty easily. By easily, I mean endless hours of coding and stuff, but I was very passionate about it. I was able to understand the topics pretty quickly, and I was able to implement what I learned and actually succeed in building projects that I can I worked on so many projects in college because I was always busy, always working on a lab, um, during off class hours. And so I ended up, the only thing that I can remember from college in terms of my projects was building a an entire network infrastructure within my laboratory. Um, it was a it was kind of like a club, but it was never really official. And so during my off hours, I would just go to this lab, and I had the opportunity to build a network infrastructure, and then uh, split half of the network into a red team and blue team, and eventually organize uh, one. I only had time to do one hackathon, and so that was pretty fun, pretty cool, and teaching brand new freshmen and sophomores all these hacking stuff. And eventually, that's what really piqued my interest in cybersecurity, and ended up focusing my major from being a computer science major with a focus on information security. And so that's kind of, while still working in IT, that's how I got into automating IT tasking, automating a lot of the IDS, IPS systems, and building a lot of scripts within computers to kind of check malware, check uh, computer updates, check operating system updates, and little things like that, just to help automate us cybersecurity guys. And so from there, I kind of became interested in cybersecurity. I love the idea of protecting systems and data, and I was curious about how things could go wrong and how to prevent it. This actually led me to learn more about pen testing, uh, cybersecurity assessments, cyber forensics, and hacking and hackathons and capture the flags, and using tools provided by Hack5, um, rubber duckies, and all this, and the entire world of cybersecurity. And pen testing was actually where I gained hands on skills in testing security systems and identifying vulnerabilities. It's definitely a challenging job to do, but it's really rewarding work, to be honest, because the only thing hard about pen testing is all the paperwork and getting the right access from the right authorization. Um, because if you don't get the right authorization or the right access from the right authorization, you can get in trouble very fast, especially if you're pen testing a hospital, pen testing a school, or just very big important corporations. Yeah, it can go south real fast, and so that's also kind of the risk factors that keeps me motivated, keeps me on my toes, and keeps me on sharp. And as I continued on to learn, I kind of ended up moving from New York to LA. And throughout this year, actually, this 2024, I started to see how data solved, could be used to solve big problems in areas like healthcare and business. I was particularly inspired by a friend's story about how AI helped him in the rapid diagnosis that the doctor used. And it really highlighted the power of data science in helping people. And to be a little more specific, eventually I had a friend back in New York who and thank God for this, he had uh, he was diagnosed with a tumor, and he was having panic attacks and everything. And uh, the reason why, wasn't that, it was epilepsy. And the reason why the doctor was able to solve it and beat it was because he used uh, all the medical images that he took in the past growing up and leading to that moment uh, of that brain tumor. Um, the doctor put that into a machine learning model that he was learning and implementing with a data science student. And because of that, it honestly did save his life, because he was able to diagnose it much faster and see the issue right away. And after he explained to me all that, I was like, wow. I was like, this is huge. And so data science is honestly the next big thing, and especially with ChatGPT and all the other um, generative AI models coming out with NVIDIA and Meta and now Copilot and Google. Not sure what Google calls it now, but I know before it was Google Bart. AI is the next thing, and so I made the decision to pivot and get into data science, specifically aiming to work on projects that could make a positive impact in healthcare. And so I haven't started working in data science just yet. I got a degree. I got a, as I'm going to explain right now, to support my goals. I went back to school and completed a master's in data science. I'm actually going to be finishing that data science next month. I also earned my machine learning engineer certification from MIT. This was a 3 months summer cohort in Massachusetts, and it was a lot. It was a lot to squeeze in. It was a lot of fun. Um, and since then, I've had the opportunity and the chance to work on some amazing projects, like developing recommendation systems for building cybersecurity solutions uh, for healthcare providers, and developing recommendation systems and using medical image analysis data sets and uh, implementing deep learning models into these data sets to predict um, whether that person had a tumor or not, and then using that same deep learning model and implementing it to another data set. It was more of a health informatics data set, and I think it was predicting. I forgot exactly what it was. It wasn't cancer. It was, I believe, it was diabetes, and it was kind of predicting whether that person would have diabetes or not. And it was a lot. It was, I loved it, and I'm still working on another project right now. Actually, it's another medical project. My team and I haven't decided exactly what we're gonna do, but that's where I'm at right now. And to be honest, I mean, uh, I'm super grateful for the opportunities that opened up. That MIT course really uh, connected me with a lot of data scientists. Really sped up the connection process. Really sped up my ability to learn and understand. Same thing with my master's right now with New York Tech. Um, I was able to just kind of work and come home and read and study and just continue learning and implementing exactly what I was learning. And so, for anyone out there who's just starting out, my advice would be don't be afraid to start at the bottom and work your way up. Be curious, keep learning, and stay open to where your interests take you. Tech is such a dynamic field, and there's always something new to explore. And you just never know what might spark your interest or your passion. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in and hearing my story. If you have questions or are interested in a career in IT, don't or data science, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you enjoy this video, don't forget to hit a like, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.